Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Money Hungry Mama podcast. Today I have a dynamic teaching duo that I am so excited to introduce you to. Katie and Stacy, take it away.
Hi, I am Katie,
And I'm Stacy.
and we are
Teacher Tricks times two.
Love it. So tell us a little bit about you guys.
So we are best friends. We have known each other since college. We met during the credential program. Stacy walked in and saw me, and I was a familiar face from freshman year, and she said, "We're going to be best friends. I'm going to hang out with you." Since you're in a cohort together, you just spend your entire credential program together. So we graduated together. We ended up moving in together. So we've been there for weddings,
Babies, lots of babies.
We've really kind of grown up together, and we have been so fortunate to work at the same school for the last 15 years. We've always been together. We always say you can't retire, you can't leave unless we leave together. So yeah, we've kind of, like I said, we've grown up together, and we really are like best friends.
And now business partners.
So that's how we are.
Okay, all right. So you guys have been friends. Well, you've been working there for 15 years. How did you end up at the same school?
We've actually been at two schools together. So we graduated a long time ago, and there weren't a lot of job opportunities. So we both landed at a school kind of in like a rougher neighborhood, and our parents weren't too happy with us, but we needed a job. So we were there for 3 years. It was a great experience. And then my dad was actually the head custodian at the school we work at. And it was like a new school, and he was like, "Stacy, Katie, you should apply over here." And so we applied, and we both got in.
Well, no, really, Stacy goes to the interview first, and then it hypes me up and is like, "Oh, you're looking for another teacher? You should hire my friend Katie. She'd be great." And that's exactly how I got both of my jobs. So yeah, I mean, I do not take it lightly that we get to work together every day. It's truly such a blessing. It's just so incredible to work with your best friend every day. I know you're so lucky.
Oh, they can't see it. I'm like, it's right there.
And honestly, I think it's really cool that you're also in the same grade. You guys both teach kindergarten, which is nuts. That is crazy.
Stacy moved. I've been in
Recently.
kindergarten forever. Stacy moved to kindergarten just a couple years ago. And so that's always been the ultimate goal of we need to share a classroom door. We need to be on the same team together so we can plan and do all these fun activities together.
Oh my God. Okay. And now kind of have us in the room with you. How did you decide, okay, let's make Teacher Tricks times two? How did this happen?
Just another fun, crazy idea. At the time, one of our really good friends started a page during COVID, and she had a lot of success with stay-at-home moms and sharing activities. And she was like, "Katie, Stacy, you guys would be great. People would love to have a teacher lens with activities." And we have really young kids. At the time, my youngest was 9 months old, and he was my fourth kid. And I'm like, "You know what, Katie? We need to start an Instagram right now. Not on top of working full time, having all these kids." It was let's do it. And of course, we're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's start a page. And so we just started.
My gosh. Okay. So bring us back to the beginning. What was the goal of your original page?
So we both have these. I mean, Stacy is the best at coming up with ideas on the fly. I have this game. We should play it in class. And okay, I love that game. That's a really great game. So we started the page more of tricks that we use in our classroom. We have been educators for a long time. We obviously know that teachers are fleeing the profession. And so we were like, how can we share some of these ideas and games to keep learning fun? To keep kids engaged in what they're learning. So really that's how the page started. And that really still is our ultimate goal, is to share tips, tricks, resources, products that work both at home and in the classroom. Because since we are teacher moms, we kind of have this really great, platform where we can hit moms and teachers and teacher moms or homeschooling parents. From a business standpoint, we have a lot of different people that we can connect with. And I mean, obviously, I don't know if we ever thought it would be where it is now, or really where we're headed.
Where it's going.
We always just laugh how did we get there? How did we get here?
Well, you had a baby and decided that was it. That was it. You're going to make a page, and this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, so you started with printable resources and the teacher tips, and they've become a go-to for so many people. You guys have quite a following. So what inspired you to start monetizing, and how did you kind of make that shift into monetizing?
Originally we started on TPT, and
Yeah, teachers pay teachers.
yeah, like the platform, like you make resources, other teachers like purchase it, and it is a great idea, like teachers pay
Yeah.
teachers, but it really for us was so time consuming, and we just couldn't figure out like that wasn't the best avenue for us to, like for our side hustle, right? Like we aren't willing to sacrifice we have so little time at home with our kids because we commute. We commute so we can work together. The pay's really great here. So we kind of have to we realize like that's not the best way for us to make a little extra money, like a little extra fun money.
Yeah.
I don't know how we shifted.
Yeah, I think like for us, we quickly realized that TPT is very time consuming. And the teachers who are successful at it, I give them so much credit.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in our schedule of like, we have the time to commit to this. So then it became more of, reaching out to brands.
yeah.
And in the beginning, it was a lot of, just putting yourself out there, asking like, which
I'm great.
Stacy has no problem just asking anybody for anything, like even huge pages, just like no fear whatsoever. Like,
I love it.
Hey, we're doing this like giveaway. You should enter. Like moms, you support moms just like we do. But honestly, like you have to be really brave. You have to
vulnerable and be like, hey, like you want to work together, you want to do this, like we're willing to collab. We were like very interested in like gifted collabs, and we were like very new. I mean, we still very new, but like we had no idea what it could even turn into. And then we've made these like great relationships that have turned into like paid collaboration. So I think it was like almost like natural for us, like with certain people and brands, that it kind of just worked in our favor to like reach out and be like, hey, want to be friends?
Okay.
I think like from a business standpoint, company, we are great. I think people like working with us because there's two of us. We're really quick. We're really efficient.
You want something from us, it's like 0 to 100.
I can vouch.
Great meeting with a company, and they were like, oh, we want these videos or whatever. We like love them. It was great. And I was like, okay, we can do it. And I was like looking at the clock. I'm like, we'll have it sent to you by 3:30. And they were like, oh, like today, 3:30? And I was like, when we sign off this meeting, I will do it right now. And they're like, oh, okay. Like we take the initiative, like want to like build those relationships. And I think we just love sharing like our ideas and like products that we really love and use.
I mean, honestly, like a lot of the stuff, we get these products from companies, and it's like, it costs a lot of money to buy these products for your classroom. And so as an educator, you have to kind of figure out, well, if I'm going to make this big purchase on something, I want to be able to use it in lots of different ways. And like Stacy and I are really good at showcasing that. Like if you buy this one product, I'll show you 7 games to play with this one product.
I was going to say 50 ways to play with these tubs, It's like, I'll show you all the ways you can use these amazing manipulatives.
So it has been honestly such a wonderful, it's been great.
Yeah.
Just really enjoyed all these opportunities to work with some really fun companies.
For sure. And honestly, guys, I can vouch because I found them through my children's book business. And I was like, hey, you guys seem really great. Can I send you a free copy of my book? And every single time now, I don't even like tell them, I just send it. I'm just like, here's the next book. Here's the next book. They're so good at content. They're so good at getting your brand out there. And I am definitely one to be like, okay, they really do build relationships. I mean, there's not many people that from my first book to now that I send the book to. I think there's 3 that I've sent my first book to that I still send to, and you guys are one of them. And I just don't even tell you, I just send it. I'm just like, here's the next book.
That's
like,
amazing.
You guys love it, share it. Oh my gosh, yeah, no, they're fantastic to work with.
Great.
Pinky promise. Pinky promise. Okay, so you guys are teachers, and you started by doing these videos and things. How did you guys teach yourself content?
We still don't really. I mean, honestly, a lot of it is trial and error.
Yeah.
Like we went a lot of different routes in the beginning, and I look back now at like some of our first like our posts and reels, and it's just like it's hard to watch. Like I'm like, we posted this?
Oh my God, we posted this Canva one. It's hysterical. If you scroll back.
Oh my God.
There's glitter falling down, and like the fonts are all like they don't match. Like there's no real like it's just so funny. But I think Instagram has changed, and like you try to change with it. And so, if you scroll back on anyone's page, you're like, whoa, what were we doing?
Yeah. For sure.
There's some great like content people now, I think more than ever, that like are teaching you how to use Instagram.
Yeah.
And so like we follow them because like we are more than willing to learn and try different things. So I mean, I follow some people that are like, this is how you like do content, or these are some strategies to use, just because we're just out here trying.
Regular old
Yeah.
teachers. We did hire somebody a while ago when we decided that we were for branding. Like we did do that.
Oh,
like
for TPT, yeah.
just like what colors, and she kind of helped us, get us started as far as like this, this is what I'm thinking. These are the colors you guys like. Because that's a whole, beast
Thing.
in of itself. Since we have been friends forever, we used to go on, we still do, we go on girls trips all the time. And I think one of the reasons why we started this page, I know we'll get to that about Money Hungry Mama later, but like we've had a joint bank account since like 2019 that we would put money into for girls trips, so that when we would go, it was like, oh, we didn't have to spend all this money at once for trips. So we've had a joint bank account. And then when things started to like pick up, it was like, okay, well, we really need to like probably get
A business
an
account.
accountant. So there's just, I think so many people don't, we're just teachers. This is not our area of expertise at all. We don't know a lot about business. And so it's been a really big learning experience, and like asking people in our families who have some sort of business experience or accounting experience, like, what should we do? Like, how do we do this? So we like officially became like a partnership. So we like are an official business. Like we are officially co-CEOs. So we can kind of like, Teacher Tricks ×2 belongs to us. That's who we are. So it's just been a lot of learning and a lot of Googling, how to go about it. I think what I've learned, like, different brands want different things from you. That's always interesting to see. Like, some people want you to do voiceover, some people don't, some people want text on there, some people don't. So I think like being really clear and asking people, what do you really want? Before I go through and I do all this work to make a reel, and then you say, oh, I don't really like that part. I think we've just learned to become really kind of honest and bold, and just like, are you going to like this, or do you want me to start over, kind of thing? So yeah.
Oh my gosh. And a joint bank account. That is so cute. So everybody listening that has best friends of 15 years, just get a joint bank account and start putting money into
so
it.
good for girls trips. So good.
That is so cute. I love that so much. So, okay, so let's go back still.
Yeah.
I'm still wanting to talk about, because you guys really do have a great following. So for anybody that's like listening here that's wanting to kind of grow, what were some of the steps that you kind of took to start getting and attracting that following?
I think it was like consistently posting content, even if it's stuff that we're reusing. I think we were in this phase where we were trying to come up with new content all the time. And I'm like, why? Like, some of these people haven't seen our feed. Like, most of the time people don't see what's on your feed. They just see what's in your story. So I think not being afraid to post things like more than once, who cares? Like, I mean, I'm at that point, like, if you
haven't seen it, they probably haven't seen it yet.
We have really grown naturally. Like, we haven't had any sort of like viral moments. We've had a couple like small little successes that I think have kind of pushed us. But like, our Facebook following is all organic. We don't do any work on Facebook. We just post whatever gets on Instagram, posts on Facebook. And so that's kind of grown. I think we really have figured out like what reels work best, what ideas work best. So finding, what your audience really wants. Yes, we do LTK, and that's great. And we can make, a little bit of extra money using LTK, but like our followers really like, our 5 posts do really well. Like 5 ways to help your kids, 5 strategies to help kids with ADHD, 5 classroom games for 5 minutes or less. Like, those always do so well. And that was Stacy's idea. Like, let's just post 5 minutes or less. That was our
a great one.
5 post. And then it was like, we should just do this all the time. So we kind of follow a pattern on our page. We have like our 5, and then 2 reels, a 5, and then 2 reels. So I think that kind of helps keep some consistency on your page.
And I think collabs, like we reached out to people and have done like small like giveaways with, other duos or like teacher moms, and like those kind of things help build relationships with like their followers too. Then you get some. And it's just been kind of nice too, to then their followers see you, and then you kind of just build naturally with like similar followers. It's not like, random outside of your niche. You're like, okay, your followers are similar to ours. And that's been fun too. We've met a lot of
Yeah.
cool people.
Yeah, no, I love that idea, especially for anybody that's listening that doesn't have the money to run into ads, to do those types of things. Doing collabs that are meaningful with people that, the following is the same niche. You don't just
Yeah.
want to pair with somebody because, oh my gosh, they have 100,000 people. There
Yeah.
could be 100,000 people of not
I
your
don't
target
care.
audience. Like, yeah, that is such a brilliant idea. So yeah, for anybody listening, I love this collab option for you, for sure.
And I think what people need to understand is I know like if anybody reached out to us and said, hey, do you want to do a collaboration? We're more than likely to say
Oh,
yes.
100%.
Like, I just don't think there's enough people who are like willing to like put in the work to start a big collab. But I know they always do really well. And especially if you can get multiple pages. We have a group of teacher friends from Canada and they are all together like at the same school and they always post these reels and they're all together.
So cute.
And I'm like, these are probably work really well because there's like 7 of you that have pages and you're all on this reel together. So, I mean, Instagram and all these, social media platforms are about like making connections. And we've met the most incredible educators, authors. I mean, it's just been such a wild experience. And I mean, we're so lucky to like have these opportunities.
Yeah, but you guys also are so great to everybody that collabs with you.
Yeah.
So like again, like yes, like you're feeling lucky, but I'm feeling lucky that you even just said yes to my first book. So I think it goes in like a circle,
Yeah.
What have been the biggest lessons, good or bad, that you've learned as educators navigating brand deals and online growth?
Okay, well, I was going to touch on the ads because just people like the ads are so expensive now.
So expensive.
And I just don't think, I mean, for us, I can just speak for our page, it doesn't seem worth it for us.
Yeah.
And I don't know with the algorithm or, whatnot. Wow, Apple is charging like so much extra money for ads.
Mhm. I'm just going to jump in real quick. So what she's talking about is when you're doing ads on social media, if you try to boost a post on Instagram on your phone, Apple now charges a fee, which is astronomical. It almost makes it double. But if you log into Instagram on your computer and go through Meta Business Suite, that Apple fee is gone. So you can do it on your computer and there's no Apple service fee, just so you guys know.
I did not know.
Okay, yeah. So if you go into Meta, like as if you're going to Facebook, if it's connected, you can still run Instagram ads at the regular price that they were, which is no extra charge. But you just can't do it on your phone.
Okay.
Oh,
That's good to know.
good to know.
Yeah.
So check that out after.
Okay.
But yeah, just so anybody listening, yes, don't do it on your phone. Just ignore your phone altogether and literally log into the computer. It's just that extra step and it's kind of annoying and that's why they do it. But if you're not, if you've never played with it, then you wouldn't know that. They make it very, very sneaky.
They do.
I was thinking about your question about the lessons. Like, luckily, like we haven't run into many like negative or bad situations with brands. Like we've had really good, like positive experiences. I think right now we're just like really setting boundaries with our time. Like I said before, like we love gifted collabs, but at some point, like the product doesn't match like what we're doing, or we just don't, we don't need it, or we don't feel like our audience would like it, or like, to be honest, we just don't have the time.
Yeah.
And we're very honest with like the brands, like, thank you so much for reaching out, but like our family and our jobs do come first. And like, we love your product. We're happy to share in a natural way, but like we can't promise, we can't promise a reel or a post
without some compensation.
Yeah, without some compensation. We feel like that's fair now with our following.
Like, that was really weird in the beginning.
It's really hard to say.
It's hard to value yourself too, and I still don't even know like if we're valuing ourselves at a rate that makes sense. Our friend whose account is very successful, she had always told us like shoot for the moon. Like they will counter back. Like you ask for what you want, and they will counter back. And I think like there was this one company we worked with and I was like, oh, we probably could have asked for more. And so we like now we have like a cover letter. We have like we've decided, what we want to say. We have our rates. And then, Stacy's right. It's like if it's a product that we love and we like want it for our classroom and for our boys at home, yeah, like well, sure, that sounds great. But if it's something that like we're gonna have to like, it's like, well, no, this is gonna cost it's gonna cost our time. So we need to value our time. Like
absolutely.
We have to make it worth it.
Absolutely. And I think that's such a valuable lesson for everybody listening. Like as moms, like you know, we're always kind of thinking about other people, putting things first. But I think having that really smart mindset that there has to come a point, and it should be when you're bringing money in, that you're thinking about yourself a little bit more. And it's like, okay, is this worth my time in being away from my kids, in, you know, not putting an extra effort into my job that day? Like, is this worth my time? Which I think that's great that you guys are figuring that out as you're going. Like, it's not going to be something that we think of right away, especially when we've never done this before. And it's like, oh my gosh, like, should I charge?
I know.
Am I worth it? Like, I don't know. No, for sure. Okay, so you mentioned that you get a lot of like free educational products, books, classroom tools. And how do you decide which brands to work with? I know we kind of touched on this, but like, how are you like, is there anybody that you've ever been like, no, I'm not doing it?
I think we've just like, I think more just like with our boundaries as far as like paid versus gifted.
Yeah.
I don't think we're like, we've never been like, no, don't send it. But I think we've said like, at this point, we're not doing gifted collabs. Like, we'll share authentically if, you know, we enjoy the product. But I really think we have to think, are we going to use it? And or are our kids going to use it? And we can share it to our audience.
Because we try and really only share stuff that we use.
For sure.
Like, I mean, so great. Like, you know, we got these really great smartwatches from a company, and like that was one of my son's Christmas presents. It's
That's
like
amazing.
You know, like he was the one
Things that we love. And
things
they,
we
like,
love
and use.
and they love, and he was actually the one that, you know, because they think we're so cool, like, because we've done deals with Scholastic, like a book company, or like, you know, we got like the new Dogman book before anybody else, or like we like Game Right, which is like their favorite game company. Like, we've worked with them, and so they think that we're like so cool. And he's like, my oldest is like, Mom, like, how much like free stuff do you think you've gotten? And I was like, I've never actually thought about that, but I was like, yeah, like we have so many great books for small groups because of this job. You know, we please take use these in your classroom, show how you use them in your classroom. Like, are you kidding me? That's like $600-700 worth of books, or these amazing math manipulatives that we just fell in love with. And it was like, that would have been $1,000 that we would have had to spend between our classrooms. And so, you know, it's like, wow, like, you know, just from a teacher educator standpoint, like we get our hands on these, like, all the new up and coming books that are, you know, approved. They're science of reading, you know, they are, you know, they're all the newest curriculum, like what is working well right now for kids. Like, we have access to that kind of stuff, and it's wonderful. Like, I just think like we're so lucky to just like have access to these great things.
Yeah, no, that is, I mean, that was the next question. Like, what's it like to bring those perks into your home and classrooms? I mean, it's just like, though, hearing you guys talk about it, and also it's just like such a genuine talk of gratefulness that I think needs to be addressed. Like, it's, you know, I think that just that authenticity, like that you guys are being just so authentically you. I love that. Now, I do have a question because I've seen this on TikTok, and I just want to clarify for anybody that's listening. Let's say you got that $1,000 whatever, they sent you something. Are they taxing you as a gift in the end of the year?
I have no idea. I don't know. Like, from their
business.
Yeah, so like TikTok people, all of a sudden at the end of the year, they were sent, like when the year ended, you would have got them already for last year. Okay, because when the year ended, a lot of people got like taxing gifts. So I didn't know if that was happening to your companies, or were they just genuinely gifting without a cause?
No, I think,
we didn't get anything like that.
So they must just be genuinely gifting. We get a lot of books, like lots of great book boxes. I'm trying to think like what else.
Yeah, I don't think they would tax on those.
Yeah,
I guess it was more for me like those bigger products, like the smartwatches and stuff. Like, I didn't know. Yeah. I don't really know how it works. And sometimes I feel like you can never really trust what everybody's saying. So I just wanted to like talk to people that were genuinely getting gifts. Like, do you guys get charged for those gifts?
They usually, like, if we get paid, we obviously will get taxes taken out of whatever, like, you know, pay they end up paying us. But no, not for anything gifted. That hasn't come up yet. But maybe, like, you know.
But now I'm thinking about it.
Maybe like bigger, you know. Like, I mean, we do have a really great following, but we're not making like a ton of money. I think that's also important to share, like, with people too. Like, you know, one person I was like, oh, we have 60,000 followers on Facebook. And they're like, oh my gosh, you must be making like, oh, is that true? You're making $6,000 a month? Or like, that's what I hear. It's like 10%. I'm like, no, like, absolutely not. Like, and I think some people do. And like, I mean, I have no idea. I think we don't do TikTok well. We put really all of our energy into Instagram. Like that's what we've been able to manage. And that's difficult between two of us. Like it's a full-time job.
Content
I
creation.
mean, I see why teachers leave the classroom to take it on full time. We're not
there yet.
there. And we're both so happy. Like, we both still love teaching so much and like love being able to like share all these great things that we do in our classrooms with, so many teachers out there. And I think it didn't hit us. Like, we were at a professional development, just this like, at our schools, like at our district, and like this teacher came up and was like, "Oh my gosh, you inspired me to move to kindergarten. I love all your ideas." And we just were both like, "Oh, like I guess we really are making a difference." Like, I don't
really
think we realize, I know, but I don't think we realize it. Like,
people actually watch, or people actually like engage.
Like, you're like, or we get caught up. Like, I've gotten caught like 2 or 3 times in public. Like, your teacher tricks times 2, and I'm like, okay, this is really weird. Like, I'm just a normal person. Like,
okay, no, I do want to ask though. I'm gonna ask, what has been your best paying month on Facebook? Would you say?
oh God. On Instagram?
Yeah, like
we had a really good month. Was it like October?
It was probably like, I think like the most in month is maybe like 600. Yeah, like 600 or 700.
that's great.
It's great. Oh yeah.
One heck of a girl
No,
trip.
it's amazing. Like even like, when we like now we have this bank account, right? And so when we go on girls trips, it's like, oh, I don't have to spend my money for my family. It's like Stacy and I can pull from that pot, and like that is huge.
That's huge. Like, we pay for our flights,
or it's
our
like,
hotels.
oh, like or if we pay ourselves out, it's like, oh, this is paying for my son's baseball this month. It's like, being able to like, just that any little bit extra
For
helps.
sure.
Like, oh, I can go shopping. Like, I can go get myself a T-shirt and not feel guilty about it. Like, there's so many. It all adds up, and it's just been so helpful.
It absolutely does. And your content schedule is 3 posts a week. Is that what I was hearing as you were talking?
We sometimes, like Katie and I, no, we have like no schedule. We've talked about it. We do the 5 and then 2 reels.
Okay.
But, like, there'll be a time where like it'll be 4:45. Katie posts a 5, I post a reel, and I'm like, oh, I have this other idea, and I post a reel, and then Katie posts a 5, and it's like, oh, we just posted like 4 things in a row. And then it'll like the day will go by, and then it's like, and then or like we'll post back to back or at the same time.
Yeah, or I'll text. Now I just text her, I'm posting a 5, or she'll text me, I'm posting a reel, so that we don't mess up our feed, because we've done that before, like where we aren't together and we just are posting and we didn't tell each other, and then I'm like, oh, I just posted a 5. She's
I'm like, I just posted a 5.
Oh my gosh. So is it every single day that you're posting though?
I mean, there's some days we're posting like multiple times a day.
We both get up early and work out. And like, my thing is I don't scroll unless I'm on my Peloton. So that gets me out of bed, right? Like, I can't look at my phone. I can't go on Instagram until I'm like on my Peloton. So then like, sometimes I scroll and sometimes I'll work and like edit a reel or post a reel. And I think those are times that like we both can like work, or like we get to work early and we can post. And then the same thing, like at night, maybe like 7:30, the kids are down. It's like, we'll post again. But we try to post at least once a day, if not more.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's what's nice about the 2 of us.
We couldn't do this alone.
No. Or we wouldn't be where we are alone. We would not be our following wouldn't be where it would be. Or there's times where like things are really crazy in my life, and then Stacy's like, she takes over and she's manning the page, answering all the DMs. I think a big part about social media too that we didn't really necessarily think about was like how often you have to engage with other pages as well.
Yeah.
So like, we are great at posting, but we're not always great at engaging with other pages. So then it was like, okay, well, do we do like on odd days I engage, and even days you engage, and then I engage when I'm engaging, you're posting, when you're engaging, I'm posting. So you're just trying to find like a balance that works. Right now it's just kind of, we're just whatever we feel works great.
It's working. It's working.
Stacy's gotten really good at making reels. Like, she's like definitely mastered. Like, I feel like all of our ones that have gone really well are usually like Stacy's, like she's got
I've mastered the clips and like the music,
the motion.
I know this one that I just posted is already, what was it, 215,000 views. Like, what? And it is a good idea. We've done it for a while. Our freeze right always does well. It's this activity where you play music, and as soon as the music stops, the kids will write something. So I had the kids write their sight words, and then the last round, I would say erase the word and so their desks were getting clean because we're getting ready for summer. But it was it's the people love it because it's easy and
Yeah. Our big thing is low prep, high engagement. How we want you to have the most bang for your buck as an educator. Because prep time is getting taken away. Teachers do not get prep time like they used to. And so that's and kids are getting less and less engaged in their learning. And all the educational studies show engagement is one of the top predictors of student success.
100%.
That is the most highest. You have to have your kids engaged. And 100%. So for us, it's we just love to share these games that are fun and easy and aren't going to take a lot of time for you as a teacher to prep.
Yeah.
That is a brilliant idea. I love that so much. That freeze right. That is really cute.
Thank you.
Guys are brilliant. I love that so much. What advice would you give to other educators who want to start making content but feel like they don't have any time or confidence?
I say don't overthink it. I mean, really post it, even if you don't think it's a great idea. We were shocked. There would be some things that I would post everybody knows this trick. And then it was oh, no, not everybody knows that idea. Even silly songs that you might sing during calendar time. I have a song that I sing about the vowels that I learned from my student when I was a student teacher. And I was oh, I thought everybody knows the vowel song that goes to the bingo tune. And it's oh, no. I need to teach everybody the vowel song that goes to the bingo tune. So I think, yes, don't overthink it and really don't be hard on yourself. It's definitely been a learning curve and we're still learning every day, how to go about it. I think when you do get big enough to start the auto automations, as far as DM automations, anything that you can pay for, if it's, $10, $15 a month, to help, help you with your time is really worth it. But yeah, I think posting your ideas, posting resources that you use in class. Teachers are genuinely looking for new activities.
New ideas.
We're always, that's what I love about our jobs, right? It's we get these 108 and then it's okay, what am I going to do different next year? How am I going to make it an even better year? What can I use instead? And so we constantly are trying to learn as teachers. That's really what we want to do, is learn tricks and ideas. So I think don't, worry about what you're posting. People probably are going to like it.
For sure. And also I want to add to you guys aren't charging teachers. You know what I mean? So teachers, go to their page and you just find resources and free advice. And, originally you started out with TPT, but really it's the brands that you're collabing with. It's just finding new things. And I think that's what's really cool too. I do see a lot of TPT teachers who have blown up on Instagram. So if that's the route you want to go, for sure. Yeah. But these two specifically, they're really going at it from a brand perspective, which I think is so different. And honestly, I haven't seen another teacher account that has done that. So it has been really really cool to learn all these things from you, because it's just something that I don't think any of us walking to a classroom going, I'm going to start working with brands.
There you go. I think what? Telling Stacy, we want to sell us. Eventually, right? We're going to Austin this summer. We're going to a big teaching conference in Austin. And it's we're there to network. We eventually would love to help, spread our message, even wider. We're not trying to sell. We're not trying to really sell a product or really sell a TPT resource. It's we want to sell us and
our ideas,
how you can use us as a resource to your business. Sure. And the educational field is there's so many great big educational brands that, we use all the time. It's you guys can be marketing, we can showcase your products in a way that would make sense for a lot of teachers with just this one product that you could sell us. So
50 ideas for this one product.
It's stop with the 5. It's 50.
It's 50.
Yeah.
I mean.
But that's what we did. With one of the first big brands that we worked with, we made them a workbook with 20 ideas for how to use their product. And then they posted that on their website. So, we're still on their website of these are 20 games that you can play with our blocks that are teacher approved, that work in a classroom, that work in a preschool. So, yeah.
Really cool. If you could give one piece of advice that someone would usually have to pay for, but you're giving away for free today, what would it be?
I feel like I'm trying to think of I don't know if this is like a paid for thing, but like I think a lot of it is like doing your research and asking people questions. And I think start the page, start the LTK, reach out to brands.
Yeah.
I think the best thing you can do is just ask. Like, what's the worst somebody's gonna say? No, it's online. Like, I think sometimes I wish like we had started sooner.
Yeah.
So I think like the biggest thing is just jump in and try.
Yeah. I think also like we got to a point where it was like, well, neither one of us could build a website. So it was like, well, we need to outsource this to somebody else.
Yeah.
And thankfully we knew somebody that could build our website for us, and we paid her. And so I think like that too, like figure out what you are good at and figure out where you're going to need your help. And I think it is very scary to like dive in and jump in and kind of put, money and resources into something if you aren't quite sure it's going to work out. But that's where you just kind of have to put your brain in front of your scared and just kind of go for it and hope for the best. But I know, that it doesn't always work out. And so it is kind of scary to just jump in.
To like invest in yourself.
Because it's still like, we still are like, well, now what do we do? Like, we're at this point where, we're making some money, but like not enough to like, do a lot with it. But like, what's our next step? Like, what are our next plans? So yeah, just being really honest and kind of where do you see yourself going? Like if you want to be a TPT teacher, then you got to start making resources and I think sticking with your branding, having all the teachers that have worksheets on TPT that do well, it's like it's the same font, it's the same clip art, it's copy paste, they just copy in a lot of the same activities over and over again, but they're doing well. It's like there are tons of people on TPT that are just killing it. I love it.
No, it's definitely so true. I think branding is so important because when I'm looking at Instagram, it's like you see a certain color or a certain whatever, you're like, oh, I know who it is.
Yeah.
Like, whenever you guys post, I don't even need to see the name. It's like, oh, it's Teacher Tricks, I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's like our five. We like once we got those, I was like, okay, these are our bread and butter. Like these do well. And I think something that we didn't expect, like we finally like got to the point where Instagram pays us like a tiny percentage for like how many views you get on like carousel posts. So it was like, oh, okay, so it's like $6, but like, oh, that's cool. Like we made $6.
100%, Starbucks coffee.
Like that's really like it's not like gonna be.
Steps.
It's you just be prepared for the marathon, not the sprint. Like we've had our page for 3.5 years now. Like this didn't happen overnight. It's been a lot of work and it's been a lot of grinding. I mean, honestly, we put a lot of time and effort into the page, but Stacy's always been like, we're gonna be millionaires by the time we're 40, and I'm like,
I had this big dream. We started our bank account originally like for girls trips, but it was for our 40th birthday. We are 38, so we're getting close.
Love it.
But I feel like in 2 years, and I have,
reach for the moon.
Yeah, I'm like, and why not? Why not? So like millionaire may be a stretch, but like, why not? Yeah. Why can't it be you? Why can't it be us? It could be all of us,
It really honestly could. Especially when you're getting paid for views.
Right.
Literally. Like, and you guys are posting all the time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And so that incentivizes us, like, oh, we need to post carousel posts because that's what we'll get bonuses on. And yeah, like I said, it could be a couple cents. And I think also people don't realize this too, is that like you don't make a ton of money on TPT. Like, we would put $1 resources. We're only making 25 cents. Like, at LTK, it's the same thing. It's like, it's 19 cents. It's like, okay. But the idea is like, right, like if enough people click the link and you get enough people buying it at 19 cents, that could end up being
for sure.
$20.
I will say I had Dina come on here and she killed it with TPT, but she also had 500 resources.
Right.
So, and bundles and things. So it can, obviously, if anybody's listening that does it, it absolutely can be done. But if you're doing it at a very low pace, like I only have 27 things in my account. If you're doing it at a low pace, like myself, it's not going to be super lucrative. But if that is going to be your side hustle, for sure, it can make the money if you're putting all of those things into it. But for what we're talking about here, we're talking about content creation and going that way. Like, and you guys had a great month of $600. I only have over 1,000. I didn't even hit 2,000 on Facebook, and my highest month was 150. And I
Oh,
was
wow.
like, wow, like pat myself on the back for that one. I was like,
Yeah.
that was pretty good. That was pretty
Yeah.
good. So if not anything over 1,000 on Facebook, you guys get paid. So just know that any amount of followers over 1,000, you guys are getting paid.
Okay.
So
No.
yeah,
I mean,
so
like now
anything,
it's like, okay, do we need an accountant? It's like, how do
Another
we like
question.
process all these like, and thankfully my sister helped us. She was an accountant, and so she kind of set up our business account. She set
Very
up
cool.
our partnership, and like, but now we're like, okay, well, do we need to hire a social media manager? We're just, we're at this point where like, what do we do now? So,
I love it.
Which is an exciting
Yeah.
point. Like we've
Exciting.
made it to this like
Good
fun
level.
standstill of like you were saying, like we have some money in the bank that we could like maybe put back into Instagram or pay. We did hire a friend to help us with LTK, that has been wonderful because she helps us create like the collages and links because that's very time consuming. And that's an interesting thing that like I have enjoyed learning, but it's so time consuming and so interesting from a consumer. Like when I scroll on the big influencers clothing pages, right? We all know like the big ones. And wow, it seems so seamless and effortless. They're talking about a dress. The next slide is the link with a picture. The next slide is like, it's on sale. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize it was on sale. Okay, they did know it was on sale. But it's just funny
Brilliant.
because it's like all of those like 3 or 4 slides take so much forethought and so much planning that I don't like, it's so much effort to get to a place and like then they click the link, right? LTK, and like, I don't know, 5 to 10 people click it, and you're like, I made $2. Like sometimes an hour worth of work of like copying and like screenshotting the picture, getting your Amazon links. But I think once you get to a point, you can hire people out. And so our friend has been wonderful, but obviously you were putting money into her to like try to make some more money that way.
Yeah.
For sure. And that kind of needs to happen in the beginning, especially because you guys are still working full-time jobs and moms. Like you're growing so many different avenues. Like you have your Instagram, which you guys are doing yourselves. So yeah, now you want to grow LTK. So you're going to hire somebody from that, which makes sense. Like you said in the beginning, if it's something that you might need help with, like for sure. Do you guys have a Pinterest?
No.
We do,
tried.
but there's like I think there's literally one.
Did you know that you can link Instagram now? So every single post you've ever made on Instagram will automatically go to Pinterest now?
Oh, see?
We are learning so much from you. This has been very nice.
I know. Well, I just figured out we can
Taking
link
notes.
ManyChat to our Facebook because we have like ManyChat linked up to our Facebook or Instagram. But there's all these comments on Facebook. I'm like, I cannot answer all these comments. Like, and so you're right. Finding these like little, tricks to help you make your business successful. It's like, Google it. Like, you need to remove a watermark from a video. How do I remove a watermark from a video? Like, you have to take the initiative to kind of like, learn and go from there. But that is great about Pinterest because, I just think like the more places you can be seen, obviously,
100%.
the better.
100%. And it was automatic.
I love that.
I literally just made the Pinterest for the Money Hungry Mama on Thursday, and within an hour, all 106 posts were posted on Pinterest with linked back to my Instagram. And I did nothing, and it just used the caption as the description and had the link. And I was like, okay, you're beautiful. I'm like, I love you.
Way to go, Pinterest. Like,
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like, I just didn't think there'd be so much disconnect between like the different social media platforms. I mean, like, it was easy to connect Facebook and Instagram, but like TikTok, like, I mean,
No.
I just like,
That's a different beast.
Yeah. So
It really is. And the way the aesthetic and everything is so different.
and that was the problem. I was like, this feels funny. I can't.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of our followers, I know there's like people in our age range that are on TikTok, but I feel like we have a good following of, I don't know, I want to say like 30 to 45, or like, I feel like a lot of our teacher mom followers are around our age or still on Instagram.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I think like TikTok's a different beast, but that's why I never understood why Pinterest didn't connect with Instagram, because they're the same aesthetic. They're
Right.
the same aesthetic. Now that it does, like, you guys can literally hang up and make a Pinterest in 5 minutes and have
Don't
750
worry.
million pins and just
No.
be, like, rolling in it.
Yeah, there'll be like I think we have like 2,000 posts on our page or
That's
something
incredible.
obnoxious. Like,
Oh my
You're gonna
God.
be like, "Brittany, I am now making money through Pinterest
yeah,
from our
no,
conversation."
but that's what I don't think people realize. It's like, and that's where you can get those multiple streams, right? It's like,
Yeah.
and I'll be like, oh, I'll check our bank account. I'm like, oh, cool. Like we got paid from LTK or we got paid,
Yeah.
$12 from Facebook. It's like,
You never
it
know.
all will add up. It's
Mhm.
all, and so we are in such a good place, like to really
sure. For sure.
for the
I got
moon.
I got $12.88 today from Amazon, and I don't even post Amazon links. That means that they're just out there still
Yep.
somewhere, and they're getting clicked. Like you said, like you're shooting for the moon for sure, but they say it takes 7 streams of income to become a millionaire, and you guys are there. You guys have those streams. That's what they say. 7 streams of income to become a millionaire. So Pinterest, you just got your.
It might put us over.
There you go. 8. Forget it. Don't put it up.
We're done.
You only need 7.
Yeah.
So the last question, ladies, what does being a money hungry mama mean to you?
I mean, I think just being able to, I told my husband this the other day, I just feel like such a sense of pride, we can really
Do things for ourselves.
and be like important, like, and make extra money. Like my husband's a teacher, like we live in the Bay Area. Stacy has 4 kids. I have 2 kids. Like it costs a lot of money to live in California. We don't make a ton of money as educators. And so, being able to, have a little bit of extra money to pay for sports or day camps or, our kids tutoring, like
swimming, karate.
like that is such a wonderful feeling to not, worry about like, oh, like I can help pay for Ryan's baseball with this post,
I love it.
yeah, I mean, I think like we went on a girls trip to Napa a little while ago and it was like, oh, I was able to go, like I went and bought myself a shirt. I bought myself this shirt when we were shopping. Like I normally wouldn't do that. I normally wouldn't like just go and buy myself clothes. Like I never would do that. Like my husband and I struggled a lot when we first had our kids, like both teachers, like we weren't making a lot of money. And, it's just been nice to kind of be like, oh, well, maybe one day I might be able to like really help us.
Yeah. It gives us, I think, like some breathing room too.
Yeah.
Like breathing room and like it's us. It's our money. And I think that's what's cool. It's like working with your best friend and this money is ours. Like we earned it together and we can spend it together. And like, are we going to show bracelets?
No, mine, they're just spangled.
We got bracelets together. But it's just, I think, yeah, like a sense of pride and something away. Like we're not taking away from our family. We're trying to add to it as well.
Yeah. And I think like our boys just like, they think like I said earlier, they just think they're so cool and like, oh, well, like, they are. Yeah. And, that's been fun to navigate with them too. Like, they're like, what are you doing? And I like have to explain like, oh, we're making a commercial for this company's product. Like that's how I frame it for them. We're making a commercial because a lot of people now, like especially now, people aren't watching TV and commercials aren't on TV. All like this is where brands are headed. Brands are marketing on Facebook. Like supermarkets, they're marketing on Instagram. Like it's crazy. Like that's where they're gonna get their most views is on social media.
That's where everybody is.
It is. I don't even have cable.
Yes.
Can't remember the last time I watched a commercial if it wasn't through YouTube or popped up in my social media feed.
100%.
It's such
That's
an honest
true.
thought.
Yeah.
It really honestly is. My gosh, I am so excited that you guys came on today, and I am just so grateful to have met you all this time. I mean, you guys have been fantastic in helping even spread the words of my books. So to be able to get you on the podcast, get your name out there, return the favor in any sort of way is just making my heart so happy because I think you two deserve the best. And when you hit 40 and are a millionaire, just let me know. Just let me know that it was Pinterest that got you over that edge.
It is. I love it. I'm so glad. We learned so much.
We did learn a lot. I love it.
Thank you guys so much for being on today.
Thank you.
Real quick. Oh, I forgot this part. Where can our listeners support you?
We are Teacher Tricks Times everywhere. We are. Try that again. We are Teacher Tricks Times 2 everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok a little bit. Right. Our website is Teacher Tricks Times 2. Our email is Teacher Tricks Times 2. We are
Teacher Pinterest.
Yeah, and our Pinterest will be Teacher Tricks Times 2 as well.
I love it. Amazing. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are so grateful.